Hello and welcome. This is Abusman. In today's video, we are going to discuss the dynamic array formula of filter, which Microsoft has introduced in its Excel of Office 365. This is a very important and very powerful formula, which can return multiple values based on multiple lookups. Traditionally, we can use lookup formula such as VLOOKUP to look up a particular value and get some results. In case of filter, we can use multiple lookup values and we can get multiple results in multiple cells. So let's dive in and see what the formula can do. We have the data on the left hand side, in which we have got 5 fields: date, sales rep, customer, product and sales, and we have got around 2500 rows, and we want to specify condition and we want to use a filter formula to get our specified records. For example, let me just first delete this formula here. Now we want to put in some values here and we want to filter, we get the filter table based on the values that we select. In this case, we are going to put in a formula such as filter, and I'm going to select the array which is comprising of my data, and then I'm going to put in my conditions. The first condition relates to sales rep, so I'm going to use sales rep field and I'm going to equate it to the cell in which I'm going to put in sales rep value. Just using the first condition, and we are going to use the formula, and it gives us a calculation error because there is nothing we can find it over here. Suppose if I type in Khan, then it will show me the sales rep of Khan. There's another argument in the filter formula which says what if what the result should be if the filter cannot find a specific match. Then we can type in, let's say, not found, and if we delete this cell, the answer will be not found. So perfect. So let's put in another sales rep named Ali, and now we have got the data for Ali as well. What will happen and how will the formula behave when we put in multiple conditions, such as I want to put in a customer name as well, let's say Dell, and I want to filter my table based on these two conditions. In this case, we are going to modify the formula, and in case of include, we are going to take it into parenthesis, and we are going to put in AND conditions shown by a multiplication symbol or asterisk, and in this case we are going to use the second field, customer, and we will equate it with Dell, which is at H4. I will close the parenthesis, and when I press enter, I will have both Ali and Dell as my sales rep and customer respectively, and the filter table is available. Let's put in the last condition as well. I'm going to put in, let's say, bananas, and lastly I will put another ampersand sign, and I'll put in another asterisk sign, and this time I'm going to use product, and I'll hit it with cell H5 and press enter, and there we can have our sales rep, customer and product based on our filtered conditions. I can use a drop down here as well, and I can use a drop down to filter my table. So in order to put a drop down over here, I can use another dynamic array formula called unique to get the unique values from my table. So in that case, let's put a unique here, unique, and in this case I want to go to sales rep field. This is the field, the sales rep names, the unique sales rep names. I'm going to copy this data on the right, automatically it goes to customer field, and then again on the right it goes to the product field. So I'm going to now refer these dynamic array formulas in my drop down data validation list. Shortcut key Alt TL, and in this case I will put my list as reference first cell of my sales rep dynamic list. I will put a hash at the end, click OK, and now I'll have my list available over here. Secondly, over here, I will put another list over here. In this case, I will click on O3. I will click on O3 and again a hash at the end. OK. and at the end I will put apples, hash at the end. Okay, now I can select any of the fields using the drop down. My filtered table will automatically be updated at the bottom. Okay, the current problem in my formula is that if I delete any of the fields on the top, like sales rep, my answers goes away and the answer results are not found. What I really want is whenever a particular field is empty, table should result in all the entries from that particular field. For example, if sales rep is empty, then the filter table should show all the sales reps as given in the data. In order to achieve this objective, we have to modify the formula in a way that it picks all the values instead of the specified ones. Before going into that modification, let me first tell you how filter is picking up these numbers. The first argument is the array in which our data, our answer lies, and the include option of the filter specifies the filters or the conditions. And if we refer to the first condition, which refers to our sales rep, in this case, if I select this portion and press F9, you can see a bunch of trues and false here. Wherever the condition is satisfied, it gives a true, and wherever the condition is not satisfied, it gives a false. Similarly, for the next condition, if I select this and press F9, again it shows a bunch of trues and false. So for all these three conditions, for sales rep, customer, and product, the combination is a bunch of trues and false, and where all the conditions are trues or 0 and 1. The trues are referred as 1 and the falses are referred as 0. So whenever there is a 0, the filter will ignore that record and move forward. And whenever there is a 1, the filter table will include that record. So what I want is, in this particular scenario where I have an empty field or empty value in case of first field, I want the filter to pick up all the records, and for that I have to give a list of ones to the filter. For that purpose, I have to use another formula which is also a dynamic array formula. It is called sequence. Let me first show you how a sequence will work here and how it will give me a range of ones. Let me put a formula here, sequence. The sequence has got 4 arguments. We have to specify row numbers, column numbers. By row numbers and column numbers means I want to generate a list of values in rows or columns. So in this case, I want to generate the values in rows. So I will specify the row. For example, if I type 5 here, I can skip the column by pressing comma. The start value is 1 because I need ones here, and my step value or my incremental value should be 0. So in this case, I will have some dates. I will convert it to value. So we'll have ones all around. Control Z, Control Z. So I'm going to use the sequence formula over here, and for that purpose, I will have to modify the formula in a way which is readable. So I'm going to press Alt, Enter to start a new line here, which makes the formula easier to read. Okay, and in this particular first instance of first condition, I am going to put in a sequence formula along with an if. I'm going to say if is blank H3, which is the field where I want to specify the sales rep. I'm saying that if this H3 cell is blank, then give me a series of ones. How many ones do I need? I need the number of ones equal to the number of rows in the table, because I want to specify each and every row from the table. To get the rows of the table, the number of rows of the table, I'm going to use the rows function, and I will pick any column of the table. I will select the entire area here. This rows formula will give me the total number of rows in the table, and I will skip the column part. I want to start my list with 1, and I want to give an increment of 0, which means all I need is a list of ones only. So when the sequence is finished, I have to specify what will be the value in case if the condition is not met, which means that if my cell H3 is not blank. So I will keep my remaining part of the formula as it is. I will close the bracket for if, and let's say if I press enter, so you can see whether even if the sales rep field is blank here, it has given me some answer. If I specify any particular sales rep, the answer refers to that sales rep only. Otherwise, if I delete this field, then all the sales rep from the entire table will appear. So we have to use the same formula or same concept for other fields as well. So for that purpose, I'm going to copy. I will be a bit lazy here. I will copy this part and I'm going to paste it over here. And I'm going to just change the cell H3 to H4, and I'm going to put a blank closing parenthesis here to close the if formula. Another copying the same formula here, just changing the cell from H3 to H5, and I'm going to again close the bracket for if formula over here. And when I press enter, so you can see if I delete all these things, ideally speaking, the entire source table should appear here. So if we go at the bottom, you can see the entire table is appearing here. And if I specify any particular product here, so we've got oranges here, all oranges all along. And if we specify a particular sales rep, so sales reps field is specific, but the only field which is left out is customer. In this case, all the customers are appearing in this table. So I can also specify some customer here. So in this case, my formula will give me a specific answer even when I don't mention any target value to filter the table on. This filter formula is very powerful when it is used in combination with other formulas, and we are just scraping the surface of dynamic array formulas here. And I hope you would have enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.